Sir, go ahead and take it away.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Casey Salgi. Thank you, everyone, for jumping onto this at on your Sunday here. I know that there's a lot of things we could be doing. I was in search of a good internet connection, so I am sitting outside of a building here using the Wi-Fi while I sip on one of their coffees because I was struggling to find internet. Anyways, I won't take everybody's time, so I'm just going to share a quick bit about my story, just so that we're not complete strangers. Casey, can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, here you find Jake.
Okay, excellent. So, guys, I want to first off let you all know to thank whoever invited you onto this call. This is not about selling you anything or getting you to sign up for anything. Our main purpose is to educate people and let them know what we're working on here. This is a really big project that's changing a lot of lives, not just throughout the U.S. and Canada, but throughout over 60 countries in the world. I was born and raised in a small town in British Columbia, Cranbrook, for those of you who are from the area. I moved to Houston in 2015. And one of the biggest reasons that I moved is because I knew that I wanted to do something bigger with my life. I wanted to help a lot more people, and where I was at was just not the right place for me to stretch and grow and do that. And I didn't have the opportunity that I was looking for. Now, the second part to my story is that I've actually lost a lot of the closest people to me and my family to cancer and to poor health. And when this opportunity came along, I realized that a lot of that can actually be prevented by just having good, proper nutrition. And there's a huge problem, especially throughout North America, where we live such a busy lifestyle and we just can't get the nutrition that we need to stay healthy and lead a healthy life and fight all this chronic disease. So, Casey, we've got a video going here. Do we have the regular slides? Cool. So I'm going to get started here. We would normally tell you guys to silence your cell phones, but you're all in the comfort of your home, so that's not a big deal today. Hold all your questions till the end. We will have a few minutes to answer any questions you have. And the main thing, guys, just have fun. Like I say, this is all about education. And thank everybody who invited you on here, because they care a lot about you and they wanted you to see this information. All right, so what we have is some life-changing products, and I like to start with the company itself. So our company is actually called Kyani, and we call this the right opportunity because it absolutely is right now for people who are looking for more in their lives. The company Kyani was started in 2007 out of Idaho Falls, Idaho. It's founded by the Hansons and the Taylors, and these are actually two billionaire families that came together. So they weren't looking for another way to make money. They've started Kyani because they saw the need out there for good, proper nutrition, and they saw the need for a business opportunity for the average person. They wanted to give the average person a way to make an above average living and really make an impact in the world where there was a need. So we're actually an international wellness company. Like I said before, we're in over 60 countries around the globe already. I believe it's 67 now. We generate about $250 million in annual sales. And right now we have less than 1% market saturation. When I saw that, that was really, really exciting to me. And the key thing about the Hansons and the Taylors, they're two billionaire families. That's great. But uh, what's really special about them is that they've never failed in business. Not only that, they've never sold a business and they've never taken a business public. So we're talking about two billionaire families with absolute integrity. There's nobody better that you could be partnered with, and nobody better that you could be getting a product with, because they don't need the money. They're doing this because it's the right thing to do. All right, so we're talking a little bit about our products, and that's what I'm here to share with you guys today. And we only have two simple systems. The nutritional need that I've been talking about, that's taken care of by the Triangle of Health. And we've actually just launched a premium grade anti-aging skincare system as well, and that's all natural based. So what we do is we provide people with wellness from the inside and out. The first product in our Triangle of Health is called Sunrise. And if y'all were sitting in front of me right now, I'd ask you if you could guess when we take that. Obviously, it's sunrise. We take that first thing in the morning. It's made with wild Alaskan blueberries. That is the biggest component. The wild Alaskan blueberry is considered the king of fruit in antioxidants. And in Sunrise itself, it actually contains a total of 22 superfoods. It's cold pressed for maximum potency. So everybody knows that when you take a vegetable, for instance, and you heat it up in the frying pan, as soon as you heat that raw food, you're actually killing a lot of the nutrients. Well, that's the same thing when you go through a manufacturing process. So the reason that we cold press the Sunrise product is to maintain almost all of the nutrients. And what we get from Sunrise is the benefits of juicing, essentially. So we call it juicing in a pouch. And if anybody's ever juiced before, I would really bet you that you probably didn't do it for very long. You're probably not still doing it. And the same with anybody else that you know, because juicing is great. We all know that it's got such tremendous health benefits for you. But the reason people don't do it is because it's expensive. It's expensive to keep buying that fresh fruit and those fresh vegetables. They go bad all the time, so it's wasteful. And it's messy and it's time consuming. Nobody really has time to do that every single morning. But with Sunrise, we give that to you in a 1 ounce pouch. The next product in the triangle of health is the nitro. This could actually be a billion-dollar industry on its own. Nitro is derived from the wild noni fruit, so it's a concentrate from noni. And what it does is it boosts production of nitric oxide, it dilates blood vessels to deliver oxygen, it increases blood flow, and this product is amazing. It literally defends, maintains, and repairs each cell in your body. And there was a Nobel Prize given out in 1998 to the gentleman who discovered nitric oxide. And it's actually been deemed the molecule of life. So when you dilate your blood vessels, what this product does is it essentially creates a super highway. So the Sunrise, for instance, when you take that, you use it in conjunction with the nitro, and the nitro helps you absorb all of those nutrients. We call we call nitric oxide the molecule of life. What a lot of people don't realize is that your body can go minutes, for instance, without oxygen, but it can only go 5 seconds without nitric oxide. So it's a pretty darn important thing. And it's kind of like testosterone. When our body naturally produces it, that's great. But as we get older, it produces less and less and less and less. So nitro helps your body reproduce the natural amount of nitric oxide that you need. And the third and final product in the Triangle of Health is called Sunset. This is based off the wild Alaskan sockeye salmon. It is literally the perfect source of omega-3s. It's cold pressed again for maximum potency, so we're maintaining all of those nutrients. And it contains tocotrienols. When I mentioned my family history with cancer, I didn't know what tocotrienols were the first time that I reviewed this information, but this is one of the biggest reasons why I try and educate everyone on this earth about our product, because tocotrienols, if you take that to Google and you look at the research that's been done over the last 10, 15 years on tocotrienols and the effects that it has with preventing and fighting cancer, it's mind-blowing. There's not a person on this earth that shouldn't be getting tocotrienols in their body to fight and prevent all the chronic disease that's out there, cancer being one of them. It also is the most superior form of vitamin E. And we won the Monday Selection Grand Gold Award for this product in 2015. It's literally the best fish oil pill out there on the market. Usually, if you've ever taken fish oil pills, and there's not a doctor out there that won't tell you you should be taking them, normally when you take a fish oil pill, it's about the size of a quarter, maybe a little bit bigger, and you've got to take about 16 of them every day, and you're burping up fish, and it's a yellow color. It's kind of this nasty yellow color, and that's because the fish that are in there, they're definitely not wild Alaskan sockeye salmon, and they're farm raised. So if you think about a bunch of fish being farm raised, they're all in this little pool of water, and they're all eating each other and eating each other's waste. It's really disgusting. Do not go and Google farm raised fish after this, because you won't like what you see. But back to the Monday Selection Grand Gold Award. Why this is so important is because the Monday Selection reviews thousands of products every single year, and the Grand Gold is the absolute highest award that they give out. That being said, they don't give this award out every year. They only give this award out when they find a product that meets the strict curriculum of that. So it has to be the purest and most consistent type of product to even receive the Grand Gold Award, and we received that in 2015. So this is literally the best fish oil pill on the market. Some of the fun facts, I know that we're broadcasting in Canada and the US. Some of these are more geared towards the US, but Canada is fairly close in most of these statistics as well. In 2016, the US spent more than $320 billion on prescriptions. Americans account for only 5% of the world population. but we buy more than 50% of the pharmaceutical drugs that are out there. So think about that. Americans as a whole, we're only accounting for 5% of the world population, but we're buying more than half of the pharmaceutical drugs that are out there. So that says a lot about our healthcare system and how we view health, and how we're really just trying to fix our problems rather than prevent them in the first place. And when you go out and other continents around the world, you'll find that that's not the case, and people are actually living far healthier lives because of that. Physicians frequently diagnose chronic diseases that are directly impacted by your diet and nutrition. Some of the top health problems in the US are heart disease, cancer, arthritis, stroke, and diabetes. And the reason that they point that out is because the Triangle of Health is a natural organic system that helps fight and prevent each and every one of those. And in the upcoming years, focus will shift from pharmaceutical treatment to natural care and prevention, like it's been for so long in Europe already. And what I like to point out to people is, think about McDonald's, for instance. Not that I ever walk into a McDonald's. I guess I do like their fries every now and then. But 10 years ago, when you walked into a McDonald's and you ordered a Big Mac or the Chicken McNuggets or whatever it may have been, when you looked at the menu, they did not tell you how many calories were in there. Now, it doesn't matter if it's McDonald's or Smoothie King or the local restaurant. Every menu you look at tells you how many calories are in there. A lot of them are focused on certain diets and allergy and all that. People are aware of what they're putting in their body now. We realize that what we put in our body determines how healthy we're going to be in the long term. So we're already starting to make that shift, and Kyani is at the forefront of that. So you might be asking, okay, that's all great, but why do I really want this? Why does anybody I know want the Triangle of Health? And here's the main reasons why. It supports cognitive function. I'm sure that if any of you are out there working in the corporate world, you know some coworkers that could use cognitive function. I know that some days my brain is a little hazy before I was on this product. It enables effective stress management, helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, helps maintain healthy cholesterol levels. It promotes increased energy. It helps reduce inflammation. It supports pain management. It even increases sexual function. We like to say that this is the product that one person can take and two people will benefit. Some people have even gone so far to call it Viagra. We know that that's an industry on its own, but it also supports cardiovascular health. It increases cellular support. It helps with quality of sleep. I don't think in the year and a half that I've been using this product that I've met one person that has not got a better sleep since they've started taking this, thanks to the Sunset product. And my absolute favorite thing about this is that you don't have to change your eating habits. It's so simple to implement this into your life. You're not changing what you eat or what you don't eat. You're not, we're not telling you to exercise 20 or 30 or 60 minutes a day or any of that stuff. This isn't something that you do for 7 or 20 or 30 days. It's something that you just easily implement into your everyday life, and it'll change your health for the rest of your life. It's truly amazing. And the second system that we just introduced this year, this is what allows us to say not only do we take care of your body from the inside, but now also from the outside. We call it the Fluoresce Anti-Aging System. As I mentioned before, the Taylors and the Hansons, these are two billionaire families. So they did not stop at anything. There is no expense too great to come out with the best anti-aging skincare system in the world. They sent it back many, many times just because it wasn't quite right. But finally, we released it this year. We're very, very excited about it. And this is what's really going to propel the company to the next level in the global market. Now, Fluoresce increases skin cell activity. It repairs damaged skin. It hydrates the skin. It reduces fine lines, brightens skin tone. It has antioxidant protection, increases cell turnover, smooths wrinkles, builds collagen, and it's all natural based ingredients, which is really, really powerful. There's a lot of great skincare systems out there, and some of them will work. But when you look down at it, a lot of them are actually petroleum based, and you're putting all these chemicals on your skin. Now, you got to think about that. You need to take care of your skin because it's actually the largest organ on your body. And whatever you put on your skin is absorbed within 6 seconds. So if you're talking about petroleum based product, you're essentially putting petroleum into your body within 6 seconds of it contacting. And I'll be the first to tell you guys, I do love Flores. I use it every day. I haven't found anything else that works nearly as good with all natural based ingredients. But I will be the first to tell you I'm not an expert on skincare myself. So here's some of the things that that it doesn't contain, and this is really what is very, very important when we're talking about based on all natural ingredients. So a couple of the things: it doesn't include parabens, petroleums, triclosans, mineral oil, bovine, gluten, synthetic colors, among some other products as well. And also because of the Taylors and Hansons backing this, a lot of these companies are started by people in the marketing industry that have made $1 million or $2 million and had some quick success, and they go off and start their own company. That's not the case. These guys have the financial backing to make the best product in the world, and we stand behind that 100%. They've got a full risk-free money-back 30-day guarantee, so that means that you can actually order this product, you can use it all for 30 days. You can ship the empty bottles back, whether you love it or hate it. 86% of the people, by the way, 86% of the people that take this product love it so much that they try it again, they keep using it, or they actually decide to help us share it and share our vision and get it out there in the marketplace. But you can ship the empty bottles back risk-free. They will refund every penny. Now, they do normally not pay for the return shipping, but out of the Houston market and in the Western Canadian market, myself and Casey Salge, we will actually reimburse you for the return shipping. We'll round up in the transaction, which is kind of crazy to me. So the worst thing after 30 days of trying this product is you're healthier or you're more beautiful, depending on which product you take, or maybe both. And then you get your money back. You actually make money because we round up. A lot of you are familiar with Amazon Prime. And we've got a similar program. It functions exactly like Amazon Prime. So if you like, you can sign up for for Kyani Prime, and that will provide you not only the distributor pricing, so you will pay what I would pay for the product, but you also get free shipping. Because for me personally, the worst thing that happens when I'm shopping online is I'm going around surfing and finding all these great deals, and then I get to the checkout and I see that darn shipping cost, and all of a sudden it doesn't feel like a great deal anymore. So we've taken care of that. And that's really it for the product side of the presentation. So if y'all aren't interested in learning how we actually make a business and what makes this different from everything else, I guarantee you stay on for these next few minutes. This is not Beachbody. This is not Isagenix. This is not Amway. This is not Herbalife. It is everything but those. There are 4 key things that make us very, very different. And I'm going to let my partner, Mr. Casey Salge, talk to you about that. But keep in mind, the only reason that we have a fantastic business that is thriving and about to do great things throughout North America and Western Canada is because we have life-changing products. We built this business for the first 10 years just on the triangle of health, and that helps so many people grow this business, and it's because the products work. So don't forget that. So I'm going to introduce you guys back to Mr. Casey Salge. He is a 2-time Success from Home magazine cover entrepreneur from a previous endeavor that he had with his partner. He is a traditional business owner. He is a family man, and he is a global project manager for a $16 billion chemical company. So if you think that you might not have time for this, talk to Mr. Casey Salge, because if he has time, everyone has time.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay. Can you hear me okay?
I certainly can, sir. Take it away.
Wonderful job. Wonderful presentation. I'd like to give it back to Mr. Jake Wernitsnik. He has just been crushing this business, and these presentations I watch him do are just better and better every single time. And I'm excited for you up there in the cold, man. I hope you have a great trip, and I know you're on the search for a lot of hungry people up there, and I know you're going to find them. So my name's Casey Salge. As Jake told you, I work in corporate America. I've been doing that now for about 18 years, going on 19 here next month. And it's been a pretty good journey. I've learned a lot about corporate America. My background is I grew up in an entrepreneur family. My parents had their own business, and I'd get off the school bus. I'd go out in the shop out in the back, and we'd work on our manufacturing business for furniture. And my mom had a retail location where she sold those goods. And it was sun up to sundown and well after that for my parents working. And I saw that growing up. I'm not afraid of hard work, but I wanted to see them have some time off from time to time, and I wanted to do the same when I was growing growing up and getting out in the real world. And I decided to go a different direction. I wasn't going to go in and own my own business just because of what I'd seen. I wanted to try my hand at the corporate ladder, see if I could work my way up that. So, not knocking what they did, it afforded me some amazing opportunities, allowed me to go to college and get my degree and go out and get a good job and go out and work my way up that ladder. Well, I did that for about 10 years at a little bank called JP Morgan Chase. I don't know if you've heard of that bank or not, or if they have it around by you, but a pretty good sized bank. In fact, one of the largest in the world. And after that time that I spent with them, one day they decided I needed to move to Chicago. And I'm from Texas. This is home for me, and I had family here, and I wasn't really planning on moving for a job. So I said, no, I'd like to go ahead and remain where I'm at. I can do my job from the phone. I'm on the phone all day anyway with everybody because I have 42 project managers right now globally that report to me. So it's not like I'm in all those places anyway. So what difference does it make? But it made a difference to them. And they said, no, we need you to move. I said, I'm not doing it. They said, well, thank you very much. We appreciate you giving us a decade of your life, and good luck to you. And just like that, I had to start over. And that was a slap to the face. You always hear about it happening, but until it happens to you, then it really sinks in. And what I realized was that I didn't want to keep doing the same thing forever. I enjoy my job. It's afforded me some great opportunities, but I'm really sick and tired of sitting in traffic. I don't know if this over here on the left-hand side, if anybody can relate to this, but this is what it looks like in Houston. You get to spend more time in traffic than you see your kids. And when I had that realization, I realized that I had to do something different. What I was doing was I was trading time for money. I entered into an equation where time equaled money. And most of us here and most people on the planet do this. This is how you make money. You go to work, you get paid. You go to work, you get paid. You don't go to work, you don't get paid. And what happens if you want to go to work, but you can't trade your time for money? Then you really have some issues. So, but that's just, that's just what we do. Everybody thinks that. So what I found out was that there's actually two types of people in the world. There's the people that do linear income, and there's a few that go out and do leveraged income. And when I learned about this, it was not something they taught me in school. I learned it in my education after going to school. And that's where your true education comes from. And what I learned was that there's another way to do it. There's another game to play. And that's what I wanted to jump into. And so when I started looking into this other way, this leveraged income, what this is you do the work one time and you build a system. And when you do that work and you get that system set up, that system goes to work for you and it keeps paying you long after you stop doing the work. I really like the sound of that. So I do the work once, I keep getting paid. I can get behind this. This sounds pretty good. So that's what we did, got after that, and really was really excited about, the way I was going to go about making this leveraged income. I was going to do it in real estate. I got really excited when I looked into that. I said, well, I can go buy a house. I can have somebody else rent it from me, and they just keep paying me month after month after month. That's pretty cool. So I jumped right in. 2 years later. Why? Because when I was deciding to do this, I ran into something called a down payment. And while I assumed there was going to be a down payment, I figured it was going to be like 5% down, like a regular house that you can get with a mortgage. And then no, it's actually 20% if you're not living in it. So that's $30,000 I had to come up with on a $150,000 house. I looked around the floor and I didn't have a 30 grand sitting around just ready to be invested in something. And that's one of the things that holds so many people back is the really steep entry into leveraged income traditionally. And so, but I sucked it up, rice and beans, didn't go on any vacations, and eventually was able to purchase that first property, like I said, 2 years after that. And after I did that, I made $260 a month. Yeah, I don't see anybody jumping up and down in this little presentation here. Nobody claps during that part. People are like, you're crazy. I was absolutely sold out, though. When I did that $260 coming into my bank account, actually just coming into the mailbox, was a really cool thing. I was so excited about that. Walking out there to the mailbox, open it up, you see that check. And when that check comes in, you got to deduct the expenses and things like that and pay the mortgage and the insurance and all the expenses that go on it. But when it was all said and done, $260 a month that I generated out of thin air. And I didn't have to do any more work on it. I had to touch it every once in a while. I had to do a little maintenance on it. I had to, have somebody come out and fix some toilets and some air conditioners and some, dishwashers and plumbing and things like that. But nothing that I had to spend. I spent a whole lot more time working and dealing with issues at work than I ever had to do in my real estate career. And so after I did that, I was hooked. I wanted to do it again. So to do it again, check this out. I had to go put it on another $30,000 for the second house. So I'm $60,000 invested into this little video game. And on that second one, I did better. I learned some things. My skills got better, and I made $340 on the second house. So I'm up to $600 in residual income. Walk out to the mailbox, there's an extra $600 sitting in there. I was pretty jazzed. That's all right, you know. But it took me 4 years to do that. I needed this thing to speed up. And about that time, after I got that second one, a buddy of mine gave me a call. He's my best friend. We grew up together in the Houston area. And he's a fireman up in Austin. He called me up and he said, hey, man, I found a way to earn some residual income. Would you want to take a look? I was like, yeah, what you got? And very similar, he showed me a presentation and I took a look at it. And when I got done, I was like, man, this kind of sounds like some stuff I've seen or heard about. And I remember my parents looking at it a long time ago. And then what I realized was that, yeah, there's some similarities to it, but it's not like Jake said, this isn't your Amway, this isn't your Avocare, this isn't your Isagenix and that sort of thing. All of those are so saturated. All of those everybody knows about. Anyway, continuing in my story, I decided to go ahead and get started on it. I knew that I didn't know everything, but I asked questions. I didn't go in with the preconceived notion. See, these preconceived notions is what got me over here on the left-hand side of this picture. I was the one sitting in traffic along with everybody else that was sold a bill of goods that said, go out, get a good education so you can go out and get a good job. And then you do that. And right now, you know, it's Sunday. We're looking forward to going back to work tomorrow, right? Some of y'all had to work this weekend, I know. And when you do that, you're going to go in on Monday, and that's actually when the highest time that you're going to have a heart attack is statistically because of the stress of thinking about all the people you're getting ready to go have fun with. And you're just miserable sitting in this traffic so that you can get there. And then you're going to be there, and you're going to be there at a time somebody else tells you to be there. That's why you sit in that traffic line. And then when you're there, they're going to tell you when you can go eat. They're going to tell you when you can take a break, if you get a break. They're going to tell you when you can go home so that you can sit in that traffic on the way home. And then you're going to get home. Your kids, you know, just got done with their showers and they're going to bed because it's late already. And then you get done and you scarfed out some food and you're absolutely exhausted. And then you pass out. Maybe you sit down, watch a little TV, and then you pass out. And that was Monday. You only got 4 more days of this until the weekend. Painting a pretty good picture, right? And then you're going to do this 50 weeks out of 52 weeks of your existence. And that's going to be that year. And the next thing you know, you're 10 years older. And the next thing you know, you're 40. And then you're 50. And then you're 60. And then you're wondering, where did it all go? Folks, it's very important for you guys to have awareness of what is happening in your lives. I had that moment of clarity. It freaked me out, to be honest with you. But then once you had the awareness and you see it for what it is, then it's time to go to work on finding a better way. And I have found a better way. And that's what I want to share with you guys. Here's the deal. Like Jake said, I'm busy. I'm super busy. I bet I'm busier than anybody that I know. What I'm very good at, though, what I have learned, the secret to my success is being able to work smart over working hard, and systems create leverage, which equals time. So let me explain to you how that works in my life. Nobody here has an extra 2 hours to give each day. You just don't have it. You look at your calendar, there's no way. I'm too busy. There's not a person on here that would argue with me on that. But here's the deal. You have 5-minute increments all over the place. I call them little time vampires. You've got 5 minutes. It's 10 o'clock, right? And then you have your meeting, and it lets out at about 10:52. And you get back to your office at 10:55, and your next meeting's at 11. And you know it's not going to start at 11 because everybody shows up late, so it's going to be 11:03. You have 8 minutes sitting right there. Most people look at that, and they don't consider that as being time that they have available. What I do is I teach people how to fill in and use 5 minutes of that time right then and there to actually accomplish something that gets you out of the picture on the left and puts you in the picture on the right, because that's what I did. I'm on 2 magazine covers because I mastered how to do that. I mastered how to use technology to be able to put people together. It's very similar to Uber. I didn't create Uber or anything, but what I did is I took a similar concept where people that are looking for something, I put them together with people that are able to offer something. And you guys have been interested in taking a look at this, and that's why you're on tonight. Now, maybe you're just interested in the product, and if so, you guys absolutely jump off. Don't waste your time with this, but if you're interested in what this is all about, that's what I'm going to show you is how we built this literally in 5 minutes at a time. And it got me to a point where my wife was retired. We moved into a brand new house. We moved into yet another house since then. A lot of trips, a lot of vacations, a lot of toys, a lot of extra time being able to spend with loved ones, building those relationships, and that's what it's all about. It's not about sitting in traffic to go build other people's dreams. Now, you might love what you do. And if you do, here's what I suggest. Do everything I'm getting ready to mention to you tonight here. Figure out how to spend this 5 minutes at a time. Get yourself where you have so much money coming in that you don't have to take a check from who it is that you're working for right now. And keep doing what you're doing. Because if you truly love what you're doing, you'll do it for free. But what we do is we say, I love what I'm doing. You've done that so that you can psych yourself up to go sit in that nonsense of traffic on Monday tomorrow morning. And that's what we're able to do. Then you can spend your time doing what you were put on this planet to do. And it's a whole lot more fun when you figure that out. So with that, how did I get here? Why are we talking about this? Because when my buddy showed me that information, I got started with that company. I made it to the top 350 out of 350,000 people in that company. I learned a couple of skills, and those were some of the skills I was mentioning to you. That got us to a point where we were on those 2 covers of Success from Home magazine, and when we were on those covers, everybody and their brother came to us with other opportunities. And just like I told you, I kept my options open to learn about residual income because I realized I didn't know everything. I know how to evaluate companies, though. And when I was with my previous company and all these opportunities came my way, I knew the questions to ask, and I would just, chew them up, spit them back out, and tear them up because nothing was beating what I was doing, especially where I was and where I got myself into that company at my position. And so, not saying all the companies were bad, there's no way I was leaving what I was doing. Until about 20 months ago, a good friend of mine from college called me up. He does roofing up in Fort Worth, Texas. Up in Fort Worth. I'm in Houston, so that's up. But for everybody else on this phone call, that's probably way south. But he called me up and he wanted me to take a look at this for him. And he said, hey, would you take a look at this business? I found something. I think it's pretty amazing. The product is just blowing my mind and my family's. And I want you to look at it because I think there's a business. And this was the key phrase. He said, but I never get started in a business unless I understand the business or I know somebody that I trust that understands the business. He said, you're on those magazine covers. They did not put you on there for your looks. So you got to know something about this, and, true friend there. So I said, yeah, I'll take a look at it. I was going to tell him why it sucked and he needed to come do what I was doing. When I got done, though, in the investigation that I had done, I went up to Dallas. I met with some of the top leaders of the company. I was wearing my big ring from my previous company, which opened a lot of doors for me. And I was able to introduce and let people know who I was. And that allowed me to have the conversations I needed to have. And when I got done with that, I called my friend on my way back from Dallas, coming back to Houston. I said, not only should you do this, I'm going to do it with you. And we got started. And now at a point where we're literally leading the expansion of Houston, Texas with this company, we are just getting things started. All of the infrastructure is in place. And we are super excited about what you're going to be able to see for all of these reasons. It's just an absolute wave coming through right now that we are perfectly positioned for, and we're super, super excited about it. So what is it that we do? Jake gave an amazing presentation about the products and what they do for people. And what we do is we share these products. When my friend called me from Fort Worth and wanted me to look at this, I said, sure, what are they offering? He says, I don't know. It's this stuff you take, it makes you feel better. I was like, dude, that is an awesome sales pitch. He goes, I'm not going to sell a thing to you. I know that. I'm not trying to sell it to you. I want you to try it and see what it does for you. And I want you to investigate it for me. I said, okay, fair enough. And that got past all of my defenses, all of my natural defenses, the same defenses that you have when you walk into any store on planet Earth and somebody comes up and says, hello, can I help you? The immediate response you have is, no, I'm good. I'm just looking. You just randomly, walked into some random store and you're just like, no, you're there for something. You just don't want to be sold anything. People don't like being sold anything. And so we don't do that. We are not in sales. If anybody thinks this is sales, you are misinformed. This is marketing. We share stuff. If you went to the grocery store today, Sunday, a lot of different grocery stores are going to have people offering samples. There's the sushi lady, there's the wine guy, and there's the salsa lady here in Houston. And you walk in and you see all those. You just get out of church. You're a little hungry. Hadn't had lunch yet, and you walk over to the sushi lady and say, you know what, I'm going to try one of these. And she said, sure. Would you like one? Yeah, absolutely. And you reach down and you taste it. Hey, that tastes pretty darn good. Now, you act like this is the first time you've done this. This is 4 weeks in a row that you've been doing this, and the sushi lady's starting to get on to you a little bit, And so she's kind of eyeballing you, and you're like, yeah, it's time for me to buy one. And you reach down and you grab one, and you put it in your little cart, and then you go on up to the front. Now, did she sell you anything? No. She shared a sample with you, and that sample did all the work. It's the proof right there. You tried it. It was amazing. And so you decide you're going to purchase one. Now, she didn't sell it to you. You go up to the front of the store with your little buggy. You set it on the conveyor belt, and it goes through there. And that's the salesperson. That's the person that's asking you, hey, would you like any stamps or some ice? He's trying to upsell you. That's his job. And that's not what we do. We're the pretty girl with the tray going, here, would you like to try one of these? That's what we do. We simply share the product. If you don't do it that way, if you are a salesperson by trade and you think, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to sell the heck out of this, I'm going to tell you up front, you will sell a lot of it, but you're not going to be successful in our organization because of the way we do it. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about offering it and sharing it with a couple of customers and then building a team of people that go out and share it, because there's only so many people you can sell to. But if you share this opportunity with a couple people, just like I'm sharing this with you, and the reason I'm sharing this with you is somebody invited you to take a look at this presentation. And so if you'll think about it, a couple of neat things are in effect right now. I'm sharing this business with you. When you get done, you're going to like this concept or you're not. I'm completely cool with whatever your decision is. We're looking for the people that see a vision, they see the opportunity, and they're ready to take action and jump on board and partner with us. And if they see that, awesome. If not, completely fine. Not everybody likes sushi when they walk in. Maybe they like salsa better. So it's completely cool with us. So, but what we're doing is we're sharing this with you. Now, the important part is who is sharing it with you. You were invited to take a look by somebody, but they're not doing it. It's being done for them. The done for you model is the key secret to our success. That's one of the quick ways in which we're able to do this in a very efficient manner. How long did it take the person to invite you to take a look at this right now? How much time did they spend? Not much. I bet you they spent less than 5 minutes. You remember those time vampires we were talking about? Maybe tomorrow at about, 10:53, you might have a few moments to reach out just like you were reached out to. So there's a key moment for you. And if you're taking notes, jot something down about that, because that's the secret sauce that we have. So what do? We share this with a couple of customers. We share the vision with a couple of other people. And if they're interested in this, they're going to join us. And what are they going to do? They're going to share this product the same way. Just like our grocery store here in Houston is called H-E-B. And there's more than one H-E-B. They got them all over Houston. Why? Because there's some people that are not going to drive to my neighborhood to go to that grocery store. They like the other grocery store they're going with. And guess what? There's a sushi lady at that other store as well. And guess what? That's going to have a bigger pull into a bigger market because of that. And that's what our partners are doing. Our partners are in other places, and our partners are sharing this. And so we build an organization of people sharing this. And if we build it right, it will duplicate extremely quick. Why? Because nobody has to know any information about this. The person that invited you may or may not know anything about this presentation. They don't have to. It's being done by Jake and I. And there's a whole team of us that do this all the time. And we're able to share this with everybody. So I'm harping on this, but I want you to get the simplicity of this on how this is different. Also notice that we're not right now physically in your living room. We didn't drive across town to go sit with you. Now, we do that from time to time. We have presentations for people at their place, but we use technology to make this even quicker. And so we were very efficient with our time today, and the fact that nobody had to drive anywhere. We're able to do all of this using the power of the internet. Very, very, very different than what most people and most companies do. So how do we get paid? We get paid 9 different ways. And I'm not going to sit here and belabor this because you're not going to get it all anyway. I want this to wash over you so you get a sense of how the money's made. But just understand that it's mainly very similar to real estate transactions with you got a real estate agent and a broker. There's a broker that has the team of agents, and those agents are out there and they're doing transactions on real estate. And those people are making the lion's share of the money that comes out of that transaction. And so the same way, whenever you are offering this product to somebody and they decide they go up front to purchase it, and they do that through a website, in our case, that you don't even have to touch or maintain or do anything with, all done for you. And when that happens, money shows up in your bank account. That's a beautiful thing. And then if you can build an organization of others that will share this product from wherever they live and the people that they run into, then you're going to make a little bit of money off of it when that happens as well. The person that does that work is making the lion's share, but the person that puts the team together is going to make a little bit, just like the broker makes a little bit when they have a whole team of agents. That's very, very powerful. Now, what's really interesting is that the person that's actually doing that work, they will always make more than anybody else in the organization. And in fact, if they build a big enough organization, they can absolutely leapfrog the other person. You're not going to see that in real estate. You'll never see the agent come over the top of the broker. That's not how we do things here. We do it based on what you're doing. We're not doing it based on politics and who you know. Very, very, very different. So let me tell you the secret and how to really build this thing and build it big. It's all about running the power play. Okay. The power play is simply you decide that you want to do this business. So you're going to be here in the middle in this blue gym. And then what you're going to do is you're going to know, and probably there's at least 3 people you know right now that are overworked and underpaid. People that are dreading tomorrow in about 13, 14 hours, they're going to be suiting up and getting in the car and dealing with rush hour. And they ain't happy about it. You know 3 people that are like that. Let's say you show this to them. Let's say that you got, I don't know, maybe you're on Facebook. Anybody on Facebook? Yeah, a couple of y'all. So, how many people do you know on Facebook? How many friends do you have on Facebook? Some of you got enough friends that there's a comma in it. There's over 1,000 people. I'm talking about 3 people, and that's it. Let's say you find those people, you share this presentation with them, and that's all you do is you invite them, and then we give them the presentation. And out of that, you find a couple business partners. And let's say a couple other people aren't interested in the business, but they are interested in the product. It's got the money back guarantee. They try it. They love it because 86% of our customers absolutely love it, so that they keep coming back and doing it. And so let's say that you share this with a couple people and you just get 3 customers and you just get 3 business partners, and that's all you ever do in this business. That's all you have to do in this business. You've run the power play. If you can do that in your first bit of time, so in your first 1, 2, or 3 months, and you're able to run this power play and a couple variations off of this, there's actually $2,000 in fast start upfront bonus money just sitting there on the table as an extra on top of all the money I'm getting ready to talk about here in just a second. So there is a lot of incentives right here to be able to jump in and do this quickly. And you don't have to know anything about the business other than, hey, this makes sense to me. I need you to look at it and let's run with this thing. And that's very, very powerful. So that's the key, is the power play. Now, when you're working on this power play, you're actually going to start making it through some of your first ranks before you're even done with the power play. In fact, when you bring in 2 people into your business as business partners, you're going to make it to the Garnet level. And the Garnet level, on average, pays about $74 a month. Now, that's not balling out of control money, I get it, but it is a nice little extra bump of some money coming into a bank account. And like I said, you just got started in this thing, and you've only shown this to 2 people right away. Now, if you can go out and you can share this with a 3rd person, and I know you've got 3 people, and in our business, we only have 3 groups, 3 teams that we build in this organization. So the reason that a lot of you guys are on this call right now is that the person that invited you to this just got started, and they're getting ready to blow this thing up. And the reason they are is they see it, they've been on and they've seen the information, and they've also jumped in on this product, and they say, this is something I've never heard about, nobody knows about it, and this wave is coming and I'm seeing it. I'm going to jump on board with this thing. And when they jump on board, what's going to happen is they're going to look for their first 3 team members to start these first 3 teams, because they only have 3 teams in their entire existence in the company. And so the person that they bless with this opportunity and they choose to take a hold of this, they can get that spot. Now, everything that the person that brought them to the table to take a look at, everything they do from here on out has to go in one of those 3 teams. So these are basically the 3 team leaders that they'll ever have. These are at the top. So everything that happens after that has to come underneath these people. And so afterwards, let's say they bring on a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th person, because like I said, there's, people on here got 1,000 friends. There's going to be 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 people that they're eventually going to end up talking to, and they're going to want a piece of this, and they're going to jump on because that's what's already happening. It's not if it's going to happen, it is happening. And so as that continues to happen, they got to put them in one of those 3 teams. You're here to take a look at this because they thought enough of you that they'd like you to see if you might want one of those spots. That's huge. That's not like it is in any of the other businesses I've ever looked at, and I promise you I've looked at tons of them because, again, I was one of the top guys in my previous company on those magazines. They sent me everything. This is a patented system that has never been done before and can't be duplicated because it's patented. It's that good. So that should be very exciting for you, and that you can get into this thing, and then everything that happens afterwards will blow up. Even if you don't have time right now to even jump in it, maybe you've got 27 big projects that you're working on right now, and you just cannot get this five-minute concept down, and you're like, you know what, I get it. It'll be, get me a spot, let me hold this spot, and I'll come back around later. That happens all the time because of the positioning in this company makes a very big difference. So as you continue on, once you get your third team member in here, you're going to be making it to the Jade level. And the Jade level, you're going to make a whole lot of bonus money. And on top of that, just on average, you're going to earn $298 a month. If you remember my story, I made $260 on my first real estate transaction per month. $298, and people literally hit this rank in a day. It's very, very simple. And then when that new person comes in and they hit that rank, that's because they brought in those three people. Guess what? We're going to do another one of these presentations here very, very shortly. You can invite all the people that you know that say, hey, you need to take a look at this. This thing is going crazy. And when they take a look at it, they go, wow, how about that? And then you set up your top three teams, team leads. And those three are in there. Boom, when that happens, you're already a Jade. You're already in the money on this thing at $298 a month. And then those people are going to do the same thing. And guess what? As these teams continue to grow, that's why people are crushing this and going through these ranks so fast. So all you got to do is run this power play, and that's going to get you the Jade. And then if you help each of those three people run that power play, they're going to each hit Jade. When they do that, guess what? You've already made it through Pearl and then some. That's just one new generation that's come on to done the same thing. And guess what? All the time, what do they do? Hey, I need you to jump on this webinar. This thing's pretty crazy. You need to jump on and get a little real estate here. And it just explodes. And that's why we're crushing it right now, is because people are getting it. We've got all the infrastructure in place. We've got all the done-for-you model in place. All of this is running like a well-oiled machine. Why? Because that's what we do. That's what I do. I set up an organization to run this way. I know what it's like to be at the top of this mountain. I was at the top of my previous company crushing it. And I left that to come do this because this blows that one out of the water. That one had a 12% payout. This one has a 52.4% payout, folks. That's insane. And so that's one of the key reasons. Plus being in business partners with multi-billionaires. These guys do business. That's why they're crushing it. That's why they will be the number one direct selling, multi-level marketing, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, company that's out there. We're in a different sphere, but we still have a little bit of a traditional of that, and we're going to crush that. Why? Because that's what these guys do. Multi-billionaires. It's crazy. So once you help those three people make it to Jade and you make it to Pearl, you're looking at $659 a month. We have folks on this line that were able to do that literally in a matter of a couple of days. We've had some do it in a couple of months. Sapphire is when you can help two people of those three that you got, Jan, help them make it to Pearl. How do they do that? They do the same thing. It's just one more generation. And so what we do is we just have a next generation. What do? Bring everybody to take a look at this. Get as many people as you can on here. They take a look at it. Most people are going to see this and go, this just makes really good sense. And as you see, as I continue and wrap this up here in the next few minutes, it's a no-brainer. And as that continues on, what makes all of this huge is all of this. All of these people that are coming on, think of them as new grocery stores. And another grocery store, and another grocery store. And inside of it, there's a person that's offering that sample. And guess what? That's going to bring in some customers that are going to try this product. Because all we do is in those 5-minute increments is we share this product as well. We share the opportunity to say, hey, I need you to get on a webinar. That takes 30 seconds. And then, hey, I heard you in the elevator talking about how you can't sleep that well. You need to try this. What is it? I don't know. It's the stuff you take. It makes you feel better. Let me send you all the information, but here, try this. And you give them a little sample pack. And they try it, and they're like, oh, my goodness. And everybody on here, if you haven't yet, when you do, you will have that same reaction. Why? Because the product is that good. Why? Because it's all natural. It's food. It is such an amazing concept on how all of this has come together, and that's yet another reason why I walked from my previous company to come do this. It's that big. So when you're able to help two people hit Pearl, you're going to hit Sapphire. When you hit Sapphire, it's time for you to go car shopping. I hope that's okay with everybody. When I hit this rank, I went car shopping, and I decided to get myself a Mercedes S550. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it out there, but you can kind of see that white car out there. That's a Mercedes S550. I grew up out in the woods in a mobile home when I was growing up. We had our shop back behind us, and we didn't drive Mercedes growing up. But folks, I'll let you know that once I set myself in one of those, I said, I need this. Not one, I need it. It's such a nice car. And they're paying for it. They send you $1,000 down payment, $500 a month, and you just barely got started in this compensation plan. And on top of that, you're going to earn on average $1,500 a month. Where are these numbers coming from that I'm saying here? These aren't some made up equation. What this is what people are actually making. I have an income disclosure document that I'll have as our last slide that shows you, and you can go online and take a look at that for yourself and just do a Google search for Kyani income disclosure document, and you'll see where these numbers are coming from. It takes the average of everybody in the company that's made it to this. So it's not talking about what could happen. If you watch any of these presentations with any of those other companies, they're going to tell you about that one guy that got really, really lucky and all the moons align. Hey, somebody's going to win the lottery. It's going to happen. Absolutely. But what we show you is what everybody's doing. We show you the true numbers of everybody being averaged in. That's the transparency that these owners have. They're not here to blow smoke. They just say, here's what it is. And that's good enough. It's not just good enough. It's amazing. 3 times more than what anybody else does. So that's incredible, and that's where those are coming from. Okay, continuing on with the ranks, you've got Ruby. That's the next level. If we have any school teachers here, my wife was a school teacher for 10 years, and when we blew through that rank, we don't ever have to worry about her going back to work with 20 or 30 or 35 students at a time when they can be hanging out with their kids at the house. And that's where she's at, retired as a result of this business as well. Ruby, $3,500 a month. Emerald, that's my current position, banging on the door of Diamond. Emerald is $7,400 a month. Diamond's $13,000. We'll go ahead and round up, call that $14,000. $25,000 at Blue Diamond, $46,000 at Green, $58,000 at Purple. These are crazy numbers. But here's what has to happen. These numbers right here need to make sense before those big numbers can make sense. Because why? Because it all comes back to this power play. Everybody does this. Everybody hits Jade. It's about making a Jade factory. It's about people coming in, finding their 3 team leads right away, getting them a spot in this organization, and then sitting in on all the trainings that I'm going to do to be able to teach you and increase your skills so that you get better and better and better. But people will come in and get those 3 spots done first, and then they'll really start figuring this thing out. When they figure it out, they're like, this is amazing. And then you see them start flourishing, and then they start finding more and more 5-minute increments. And the next thing you know, they start deciding, you know what, I'm done with corporate America. I'm done. I'm retired like Jake. And now I'm just going to go out and help the world with this because this is my passion and there's the significance. And myself, I'm literally months away from retirement from corporate America, and this is all I will do. Why? Because I get phone calls at night with people calling me up saying, thank you, you've changed my life by sharing this product with me. I never got that in my previous company, folks. Nobody ever called me at 10 o'clock at night going, and it was an electricity company that I was with. They never said, Casey, holy smokes, thank you so much. You've changed my life. You saved me $27 on my light bill, and my lights burn brighter now as a result of you. And I never got those phone calls. But this one, I get phone calls. I get phone calls from my mom, who doesn't have to deal with her cholesterol medication anymore, and she doesn't have to deal with high blood pressure anymore, and she's off medication for that, and she doesn't have any more arthritic pain, so she's not taking 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol a day and jacking up her kidneys. She doesn't have to do that anymore. I got Bob Bauer, who calls me up, who doesn't have any more pain when he used to jump out of airplanes for a living for many years. He's 72 years old, and he doesn't experience any more pain walking up and down stairs. Or his wife, who had so eaten up by arthritis that Bob had to help her out of the bed each morning to tears, and she doesn't have to worry about that anymore. She pops up, runs down, and turns on the coffee machine because she can now. Those are an 11-year-old boy who was just struggling in school because he couldn't sleep, never able to get a full night's sleep. They were thinking he needed ADHD medication, this, that, and the other, and just tried to prescribe stuff and make the problem go away and mask it. No, he wasn't getting the good sleep because he wasn't getting good nutrition. He starts taking this product. 2 weeks later, he sleeps through the night. And then 3 weeks later, he goes and he gets his first report card that has all A's. And this is a D student, all D's and a couple C's if he's lucky. Why? Because he couldn't sleep. He started sleeping through the night. His parents, over the moon. You think they're going to share this with some people? Absolutely. That's what we do. That's the significance of this. And so each of these ranks, all it's about is helping other people hit Jade and helping other people hit Jade and helping other people hit Jade. That's what we do over and over again. All right, so how do we build this thing? We use the done for you system. You put us to work. When you come into this business, you're joining the team. That's what it's all about. This team fusion is unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. It is the most well-known team on planet Earth for this type of business. Why? Because we're crushing 150,000 members in less than 3 years. That's never happened before, and I doubt it ever will be, because what we put together has fused everything and put it all together for you. And that's why I walked from what I was doing previously. Duplicatable system. This is built around your time, literally 5 minutes at a time. You can use social media. If you're not into social media, you don't have to use social media. You know enough people right here in one of these little things. You got enough contact information right there to be absolutely unbelievable at this. And we're not going to bug people. We're not going to be that guy. Okay? We do not sell. We share. If you try to sell it, you're going to be that guy. If you share it, you're going to be a good friend who is reaching out and concerned about somebody else's health or concerned about their wealth. We only talk to people that want to talk to us first. That is a huge difference from anything else. We got teamfusionfamily.com. Everything you need is right there. That is unbelievable. I've had a lot of help in being able to put that together. It's incredible. You're going to love it. So if you want to get started in business, how do we go about this? So this is the slide where it explains how this works. Remember the sushi lady at the grocery store. What is she doing? She's got a box down there that she reaches down and she grabs these samples. And as people come by, she has her fancy little tray and she says, would you like one? And they try it. So you have to have the samples to be able to try that out, to be able to hand it out. If you're trying to sell it, then you don't need those samples, but nobody likes to sell, and that doesn't work that way. Most of these businesses, when you get started, you have a startup fee, but you don't get anything for it. You get the system, and that's it. And their systems don't work because they have you driving across town all the time, going from one place to the other. And this is after you get done with your regular job. That's not how we do it. And so this system is you're actually getting something for it. In fact, if you were to go buy all the things that are in this box, you've got, if you went onto the online store, it's $550 worth of items. If you decide you want to be a distributor, you want to get the distribution rights to this international nutraceutical company offered in 60-something countries and to be a part of Team Fusion, which is who we are, then you're looking at $399. The next pack that we have is if you want to get started with this and you want to have $850 worth of items, you can get that for $599. Notice that you're getting quite a bit of a bulk discount on that. And then the last package that we have is $1,500 worth of items, and you get that for $999. So as you see, the bigger the pack that you get, it's like anything else. If you buy in bulk, they're going to give you a discount. And so if you're looking at getting a business started, maybe you're sick and tired of just being, working for somebody and you want to get something going. But most businesses, to get started, you can't do it for $1,000. I mean, a lawn mowing business is going to cost you, $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000 at least. Tree cutting, tree removal service, that's going to cost you about $15,000. You can go get an embroidery business for about $60,000 to $75,000. I know what that's all about. I've got one of those, and I put it in with the system. But you still have employees. You've got accounts receivable, accounts payable, HR, IT. Just think about all the IT it takes to be able to make this work. 67 countries, like Jake was saying. Are you going to set up the credit card process? All right, sorry about that. Got a little electrical storm going through Houston area, and I think it got us. All right, let me share this back, and we will keep rolling again. Sherry, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, and you can hear me, obviously, or you want to give me a thumbs up. So we are good to go. All right, move this out of the way, and then we'll be right back in business. All right, sorry about that. So, so just to get your own business started anywhere else, to be able to do that for $1,000, you can't get a website set up for $1,000 on any business. I know I had to get that set up for our embroidery business. It's $3,000, $4,000 just to do the basics. So to be able to get started in this business, to be able to make the amount of money that you see in those slides that I was showing you, there's no other investment that's got an ROI like this. And there's no business where you don't have to deal with all the headaches of traditional business. That's what keeps people out, is they don't have time for all those other things. When we're able to distill this down into literally 5-minute increments where we just share something and we're able to make the type of money we've got, folks, that is a system that is put into place that is very, 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 very powerful. All right. So, and again, just so we're clear, if you just want to be a customer, this slide does not apply to you. If you want to be a customer, it's about $120 for the product for a month's supply. So, and this is a one-time that I want to begin my business. I have the distribution rights to my business. And here's the deal. When you're trying to decide on which one of these packages to do, my mentor explained it very, very good to me. He's a purple diamond. He makes $197,000 a month. So yeah, it was worth $1,000 for him to get started when he makes that a month. He goes, if you can afford this one, it's a no-brainer. Get this one. Why? Because you get one heck of a discount for this. If you can't afford this one and you want to do this, get the $5.99 package. And this one is the sweet spot in what we do. A lot of people do this one. And if you can't afford this one, then go get the $3.99 package. And if you can't afford the $3.99 package, I'm going to get real with everybody here because this is what he did with me. Whatever you're doing for a living ain't working. If you don't have an extra $400 to be able to invest in an opportunity, if you see it, if you don't see it, then, all bets are off, obviously. But if this is something that you say that you go, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I need to do something different here. This looks like a really good way to go do it. And I don't have $400 to do it right now. What in the hell is going on with me? It's not you. You went down the wrong path like 95% of us. You've been trading time for money. And guess what? You cannot do that forever. You got to get out of that. Albert Einstein nailed it. He said, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. Insanity is thinking that you're going to get a different result if you keep doing the same thing. Folks, now's the time. Now's the time for you to do what you've been looking for. A lot of people say, you know what, I'm going to get started. I'm going to get started at the new year. Christmas is coming up, and we got all the different holidays coming up. I'm going to get started first year and make that first, and I'm going to go. Guess what happens with New Year's resolutions? Anybody know? You do them for about 15 days. When you decide that you're going to do something, it's that day. I decided that I was going to start losing some weight. And it's one of those things where I could have waited. I did it before Thanksgiving. And I love Thanksgiving, but I did it before Thanksgiving. I've lost 20 pounds already because I made a decision that day. I wasn't going to wait. That's not how it works. It's when you decide that enough is enough, and y'all have all been there for something in your life, and you know it, that's the day that you do it. So this isn't, I'm going to wait later, because I'm telling you, the person that invited you is not going to wait on you. They are going to fill one of those 3 slots with somebody. They want you to be in there. They want to do this with you, because here's the deal. You're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. You can get going in this thing. You get all the training and support that you're going to need, not just from them because they just got started, but from us. From the folks that are doing this presentation. I do calls all the time. Everybody knows this background. They see it all the time because I'm constantly training people on this business, because that's what I'm called to do. That's what does it. I get to help people do that. And the more people I help with that, the better you guys are. And the more people we impact with this product. The more HEBs that are out there, the more people are going to go to that HEB. The more people that have this that we can share it with, the more people we can impact their lives. I'm going to end with a video coming up here. It's about a little guy named Guile. It's about a 5-minute video, so bear with me on this. And grab some. I always got a Kleenex box over here just in case, but I'm going to tell you up front, this is going to pull on your heartstrings. And I'm not doing it to be manipulative. I'm doing it because it is a passion and it is a mission for me. If you don't see this, I'm completely cool with it. But if you do, I want you to understand this is what we do it for. We do this business for the Guiles of the world, because if my mentor hadn't got started and he hadn't shared this with a lady who shared it with another lady who shared it with a mom, and this mom had a son who was going through hell, who knows where that kid would be right now. And so I'm going to share this story with you about Guile. I want you guys to take a look at this, and then we'll wrap up with our final slide and we'll be done.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in rivers, and the tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste.
I love you. I love you.
down below. When you're too love to let it go. But if you never try, never know.
You're a pig. You're a piggy. You're a piggy. You're a piggy. You're a piggy.
Lights will guide.
Are you snuggling Brewdog? Isn't he sweetie?
See the street on your face when you so very face. See the street.
Who's that? Look down. You said I was never coming back home.
Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
Pretty amazing and powerful stuff. That's what we do it for right there. That's what we do it for. So wrapping it up, I know we're a few minutes over. Sorry for us having the little interruption there also with the connection, but we made it to the final page. And for the folks that are interested in this, you know, we've got usually three options that fit most people. Either you're A, for your all in, you see it, this makes sense, you've been waiting for this, you've been praying for this, and all of a sudden it showed up, and now it's time to take action. And for those that are all in, I'm looking forward to working with you personally. My goal for December is I'm going to help 10 new people make it to Sapphire. That's the car level program. I want it to be a December to remember. There's so many new promotions that just came out 2 days ago. I didn't even go into all of that. If what I show you doesn't make sense, and all the bonuses ain't going to make any sense, but that bonus is going to make it even sweeter. There's a lot of extra in there, but I'm going to help 10 people get into the Sapphire position for the car program. I'm going to do that before this year is out. If you want to be one of those and you want to jump on board with us, lock in that spot, get that spot. And you know what? You might be, I'm all in, but I'm not ready to take and work it right now. You can still get a spot. Hold that, and then January, February, whenever you're ready to jump into this thing, you've got that real estate locked in. It's like when you know Disney World is going in and you can get that piece of property right next to it, get the property, you can build on it later, and that's how this goes. You come back and you see this thing's built out underneath of you. It's a beautiful feeling. You might be a B, you might be budget or but, you might have some questions. And if you got some questions, stick on the line here and then we'll be able to answer those. Actually, what I'm going to do is send me your phone number in the comment field. And what I'll do is I'll call you directly so that we can have a nice one-on-one conversation here. There's quite a few of y'all in here, so it might take me a few minutes to get back to you, but I will call you and then let me know, what questions that you got, and we'll get all of those answered for you. Or you might be a C. Maybe the business is not for you, but the customer side sounds really good because good nutrition is for everybody. And it's got a money back guarantee, folks. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to be healthier, you're going to look better, and you're going to make money. Because if you don't like this, ship it back. You get all your money back, and I pay for your shipping and handling, and I round up. So you're going to make money in the transaction, worst case scenario. You absolutely have nothing to fear on that, and you have nothing to be concerned about because you have all of your money coming back if this isn't something that you don't like. Go to that grocery store again and go pick yourself up a brand new gallon of milk from some different brand that you've never had before, and then take it home to the family. They try it and they get done. They go, I didn't really like it. And then take that carton of milk and you go back to the store, you stand in line, you set it up on the counter, and you go, my family didn't like it. I'd like to get my money back. Oh, and I'd like a little bit of money for some gas money too, because I had to drive back up here. Yeah, you're laughing because there's no way that would happen. The reason that doesn't happen is they don't believe in their milk enough to offer that. We do. We offer that. We stand behind that, and we will absolutely take care of that for you because the person that invited you to this understands the integrity of our team and what we stand for. That's how good this is. So jump on board with us, lock arms with us, get with the person that invited you on this and let them know if you're an A, B, or C. If you have any questions, put your phone number in the comment field or get with the person that invited you and they'll put you in touch with me if you feel comfortable doing that. And then we will be able to get all of your questions answered. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedule and being here on a Sunday. Make sure you get some rest before you go back and sit in traffic tomorrow. And I look forward to working with each and every one of y'all and taking you all the way to the top. My name's Casey Salge, and I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye-bye.